Of National Scenic Trails, you've heard of the feasibility study, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the folks that don't know, the Buckeye Trail is undergoing a feasibility study to become the next National Scenic Trail. So this would put us in the ranks with the AT, the PCT, the CDT, the Florida Trail, the Arizona Trail. So this would be a huge undertaking. This would be huge for the Buckeye Trail. So, in thinking of this, what sets the Buckeye Trail apart? Like, what is the benefit of making the Buckeye Trail the next National Scenic Trail?
Yeah, I went to one of their talks that they were giving in Cuyahoga Valley National Park Service. They were all super kind, and the big thing that they look for, the main aspect of National Scenic Trail is to display America's beauty. That's what they say. That's why we have these trails and why they want to keep them maintained. And the awesome thing about the Buckeye Trail, also the North Country Trail shares, I think, 900 miles with the Buckeye Trail, and that's already a National Scenic Trail. But I kind of said it earlier, the Buckeye Trail being so immersed in the history of Ohio, which eventually leads to the history of the expansion west and kind of the history of the entire United States, with the Erie Canal leading to a huge engineering boom, and it being an engineering feat itself. Being so immersed in that is a really amazing experience where, other trails are really their own thing.
Yeah.
The Buckeye Trail has so much history behind it, going through all the towns of Ohio, that it's really beautiful in its own way, that almost separates it from a lot of the other trails that are as far out there as you can get. This is, your opportunity to immerse yourself in the history of not just Ohio, but the United States as well. And, being able to get that experience, I know there's a bunch of history buffs out there.
Yep.
There is so many historical landmarks that you go through, and you're going past Serpent Mound.
Yep.
You're going down the towpath. And they do signage for all of these historical places. And then there's, Fort Laramie has the Wilderness Museum. I got to speak to Jim Rosengarten when I was going by, and, that's a huge bit of history there that they have preserved. But there's all the signage that explains everything that you're going through. And so I think that it's a really cool experience and trail to be able to see all of that.
The national status could also bring us more resources. And where do you think the Buckeye Trail needs the most improvement?
Yeah, I would say that it's just simply the fact that the Buckeye Trail runs off of complete volunteers. It's hard to just find. It's the 8th or 9th longest trail in the U.S., all in Ohio, and that is 1,444 miles is a long distance to continually upkeep, as I'm sure you're very well aware. That's a lot of trail. It's not a small endeavor. So being able to get more hands on the places that might not see as much traffic from hikers, like we talked about in Southern Ohio, just to make sure it's one full, clean experience. I know that also allows resources to be able to work with the community in terms of purchasing, certain swaths of land, whether it's, forest that the Buckeye Trail might then be able to get off of a road, or building a trail next to a road. I think it's a really good opportunity to get the resources that make the trail whole and complete. And it's there in spirit. It's just the resources aren't completely there yet. So getting that, is it ready to be a National Scenic Trail? I would say that it's there based on the community, but getting, everything finalized would really set it into that, next standard and next level of trail.